Hi, everybody. I'm Jane Rachel, and I'm here today with Lauren, who is a sophomore at Northeastern University, and she's been struggling with something called POTS since the sixth grade. Lauren, first, thank you so much for being with me today. But can you tell us, first of all, what POTS is and what were some of your first symptoms?
Yeah, POTS is a form of dysautonomia, which is a type of dysfunction or an umbrella term for any kind of dysfunction within the autonomic nervous system. Um, and POTS specifically under that term is a disorder with blood circulation. So what happens is for a perfectly healthy person, if when they stand up, their blood vessels will move and reconfigure to keep the blood in their brain and in all of the organs that it's needed in. But for someone with POTS, when they stand up, their blood goes straight down to their feet.
Wow, what does that feel like?
Terrible. It doesn't feel
Imagine.
good. It causes so many different symptoms for different people just by not having blood in the right places. Um, for me, I get purple feet. A lot of people get purple feet when they stand up, and a very fast heart rate, because what happens is when your blood isn't where it needs to be, your heart rate will go up to start compensating for that. So what doctors and what studies have shown is that people with POTS, when they stand up, their heart rate goes up, but their blood pressure drops.
Oh, that's interesting. So did that happen to you in the sixth grade? What were your first symptoms?
So when I was in sixth grade, I just started having a lot of really bad joint pain. My feet have turned purple for as long as I can remember, and I never thought about it as a problem. Like I would notice it, and I just thought that it was because I'm really pale. And so you could just see it more in me than you could in other people. But when I was in sixth grade, it was just joint pain that started in my knees. And then over the years, it moved to my hips and my ankles. And I had x-rays and MRIs, and nobody really knew what was causing it. So I was in physical therapy on and off for a total of about 3 years for all of middle school.
Wow.
Just like trying new things. Um,
And how many were you going to a lot of doctors and they just had no idea? Or
yeah, I went to orthopedist. I went to a hip specialist at the Children's Hospital of Philadelphia once. Um, I went to all sorts of doctors, and then I was diagnosed with something called musculoskeletal pain syndrome, which is considered to be a conversion disorder or a disorder that is triggered by anxiety and manifests as physical pain or some sort of physical ailment. And so I just got sent to therapy.
yeah, it's funny. I mean, I know this interview is about you, not me, but it sounds so much like my story that I was not the heart racing part, but the muscular pain. I had it all my childhood, and no doctor knew what was wrong with me, and they all said it was
Mm-hmm.
just stress. And then I'd go to therapy, and the therapist would be like, it's not stress, it's something medical. Um,
Yeah.
so when they diagnosed you with the I forget the term, the muscular
Mm-hmm.
whatever, is that totally wrong? That diagnosis completely incorrect?
I don't know. There was a really intense physical therapy program that they put me in after that, that seemed to help. So it could have been something that I was facing at the time. It also could have been a lot of other things. It could have been the POTS. It could have been, I don't really know. Um,
When did you start to notice symptoms that weren't like muscular, like things that the heart racing? When did that happen?
well, so at the same time as I was having all of this joint pain, I was having so many other problems as well. So overall, I just didn't feel good anymore. Like I just stopped feeling like a kid, and I stopped feeling,
Wow.
happy all the time. Um, And so, I had migraines. When I was in sixth grade, I also started getting migraines almost every day and having to
Uh,
leave school for those.
yeah.
Um, and even though I didn't realize it at the time, I was having a lot of heart racing that I just kept thinking was anxiety. So I would get to school, and taking a shower in the morning and getting dressed and ready to go took so much out of me that by the time I got to school, I just felt exhausted and my heart was racing because I had been up for so long, and I thought that I was having an anxiety attack, so I would go home.
Wow. And this was happening all through like middle school and high school. That must have been really hard. Did your friends
Yeah,
understand or
no.
teachers? No.
No, my friends didn't really get it. They would go and like play a game, and I'd be like, I really can't run because my knees hurt all the time. And they'd be like, well, why do your knees hurt? You don't have a broken bone. And I was like, I don't. I cannot tell you why my knees hurt. Like they just do.
Oh, that
Um,
sounds so difficult. Were the teachers like understanding or
some of them were, some of them weren't. You know, I missed 2 weeks of school at one point when my migraine started getting really bad. This was in like 7th grade, I think. And I just missed all of this work, but it was middle school, so I guess it didn't super
Yeah.
matter that much. And I had one teacher that was just like really hard on me about making it all up. And the problem was I would have a migraine and then I would get, you know, once I got the medications under control, even when I have a migraine and it's over, I just can't read or look at a screen for the rest of the day. So it
Wow.
just like completely puts me out.
Wow. So I think we're going to take a quick break here, but when we come back, I want to talk about how you got a diagnosis and also how it affected maybe the rest of your family as well.